case with you?
What case?
The box under the car?
Yes. There's nothing in it.
Okay, so you want me to take it?
Yeah, I'll take it with me. There's nothing in it.
There's somebody waiting in the car. Okay.
I'm not going to Amy's, I'm going to Cree's.
Oh, Cree's.
Go to 12. If you want, you can turn down the alley.
Wait, which way? Tell me ahead of time.
Right.
Turn right? No, I don't want to go down the alley.
Because then we'll end up right at Cree's house.
I know.
Okay.
Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, this is 11th. It's the next one.
Which way?
Right.
Okay. I can't go that way. So.
It's this alley. Right.
Over here?
Yep. Come on in. Cree's house. Fucking coming. Got it. And we're here.
What time?
Be at the house at like 7:30.
Okay. You get the box?